after Lockup. I watched it last night, fell on Fridays, my favorite day of the week. Oh my God, that was really crazy. But first, before we get into the review, I ask if you're enjoying the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, send it to your friends, share all that good stuff. And yeah, let's talk about it. So did you guys watch it? Oh my God. So, surprise, surprise, dun, 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 the big mystery, right? They've been playing up to this, and obviously Justine is pregnant. I thought there was a possibility, and I mean, they clearly were trying. I mean, 7 kids, I guess, is just not enough, right? You got to expand that family. It's just not enough. So, okay, now, she's excited. He's a little like, when she breaks the news to him, he's like, he's happy, but you can tell he's worried. He's like, oh my God, this is really hitting him. How am I going to feed all of these kids? So, you know, she's like, okay, well, we don't have to tell everybody, but I want to tell my mom. And he's like, oh, I don't know. And all of a sudden, like all the stress, like the extra stress was really piling on top of him because he's thinking, not only do I have to figure out how I'm going to feed these kids, now I have the pressure of everyone knowing that I have, just come out of prison and have managed to produce a baby within, I don't know, what's he been out, like a couple of weeks or something like that? I have no idea, but oh my God, that was so fast. But I mean, like I said, they weren't trying to prevent it. So, oh, oh my goodness. So let's go over to Ashley and Travis. So they're in Manassas and they're about to meet his family. So his mom, apparently she has a beautiful home and everything like that. But before they get there, like he's really insistent that she buys him or that she shows up with a gift. And I'm thinking to myself, I understand, you only get one chance to make a first impression, but I mean, if she didn't bring a gift, it wouldn't have been like a huge thing. In some cultures, that's like really big. Maybe in his family, it's like a big deal or something, but down south, I mean, plenty of people came to our house and never brought a gift. In fact, I didn't see that until I moved to New York, actually. So, I mean, it's not a huge thing. I mean, but he's, really insistent upon it. And I'm thinking, you guys are like, you're broke, right? And so if you're broke, then why are you spending money when you got to literally go into your car and flip over, cushions and get down in between, the stick shift to try and find nickels and dimes to be able to pay to afford candles. His mother doesn't need candles. She's the one, who is more in a position to, oh my goodness. What is going on with the internet today? My God, listen, and I have a decent service, so don't make fun of me, okay? I don't have like the cheap package, and I also have like one of those router concentrator things, whatever, but what can you do? So anyway, yeah, so going back to Travis and Ashley, I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, what is the point of these candles when you don't have any money? Like, so anyway, they get to the mom's house, or before they get to the mom's house, they start to argue about it, right? Because they're in the car, and he's like, "You can't just show up at my mom's house with no, with no gift." And I thought that she would have been the one to be like, "Look, I don't have any money. Why are you even pressuring me to get this gift?" But she, I don't know. It was just a mess. So he starts flipping out and stuff. I mean, they were arguing, but she just should have prevented him from even going into that store to begin with, and said, you know what, give her your heartfelt, gratitude towards helping us and stuff like that. But you don't need to bring a physical gift. I thought that was just ridiculous. So let's see who's next. Derek and Monique. Oh my God. So he's in the car with his brother. And his brother just like hates Monique already. He hasn't even met her and he can't stand her. But, of course, he's been talking to the sister, so he's, abreast of all the issues that they've been having and fights and stuff like that. And now Monique, she's like, well, he's been out. He's supposed to been back already. It's been a couple of hours. And she's sitting alone basically in what looks like to be a hotel room. So, and she's like, wants to know about the tracking devices. I mean, she just wants everything, right? She wants him right there, like underneath her, literally, right? So the brother keeps, basically dumping on Monique, and he's trying to convince Derek to break up with her. And Derek is like steadily trying to defend her and everything like that. And so then, okay, I thought I've seen it all, right? And when Skylar said in episode, I think 2, was it? Or something like that, that you can literally get anything in prison, anything. I, maybe I underestimated that sentence because Derek pulls out a tablet with women, dropping it like it's hot and, popping and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, wait a minute, what? And he's like, yeah, these my women. Yeah, I like these women. Look at this. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. She got yeah. Come on. Come on. Come on. So if the CO wasn't enough for you, this little tablet is already showing that, basically he's letting you know that, they receive these from, I mean, these are not just like, it's not like just some random, pictures that are out there on the internet. These are people that he's corresponding with. He's talking to all these women. So Monique is number, what? Was it just that Monique spent the most amount of money or something like that? Like, I'm not really understanding what he's doing with her if he had all of these other women. But you know what? It's all a game, right? He's playing her, and it's just ridiculous. It's sad to watch. So then his sisters come and they start going off right away about Monique. She's this, she's that, she's that, she's that. We can't stand her, blah, 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 blah. And she's trying to keep you from us and everything like that. So then they tell him that they have a surprise for him. And, they're pretty tight knit, this group of kids, right? And now we go over to Cameron and Eris. So it's time for his welcome home party. And, they wake up, it's their first day together, whatever, I guess as newlyweds. And she's complaining that she's tired and that she doesn't feel well. And she's saying like she has a hangover or something like that. But I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm hoping this girl's not, I mean, could she possibly be pregnant? I guess, I don't know. How much time has it been since he got out of the slammer? I don't know. But anyway, so now he's upset with her because he's like, wait a minute, this is like our family gathering. And, for people who couldn't make it to the wedding, because God only knows, they snatched that wedding together in like 6 hours because they had to get married the next day. So the family members that didn't make it to the wedding were going to be at this party that they were throwing for Cameron. And Cameron, it's so funny. It's almost like Derek and Cameron have a lot in common. Like they don't look alike, but they both have like a similar skin tone and kind of like the similar height. And they both have facial hair. You know what I mean? And like they come from like these kind of big, tight knit, kind of crazy families and stuff like that. So it's kind of funny. They remind me of each other in some ways, But anyway, so, his family is, they're very close and they're expecting her to be there. So, he's just like storming out and everything like that. This is like their first, like, I guess you could say it's a fight. I mean, maybe not just an argument. I think it was a fight. We haven't really seen them. Have we? I didn't see them fight before. Now, I know she was mad at him when he was drinking, in the halfway house, but I think this is their first fight. So anyway, moving on to Nathan and Skylar. So the producers call his friend because she's been waiting for Nathan to show up, and she's at Nathan's house, and he's MIA. So then the producers call Nathan's buddy, and his buddy comes over, and they can't find Skylar. I mean, they can't find Nathan, and they can't find Skylar either. So nobody's answering the door, and then Skylar's mom arrives, and she's in tears, and she's just convinced. She's like, oh my God, she's relapsing. It's happening again. And she's just kind of, she's very upset. And then like 4 hours later, here comes Skylar. And when she comes, she's showing the camera away, right? So then, she just like doesn't want to talk. And then the other producer gets in the car with Nathan, and Nathan's got that look. Nathan, he looks like he's got that kind of, I don't know, because my eyes are very different shape than his, but like I can't really imitate it, but it's like that, kind of like, so like he's about to snap any second, or maybe he just did finish snapping, and he's saying, he's disappointed, about X, Y, and Z, the communication, and they're trying to get things to work for them. And then this is why I'm telling you, you got to get the F out. And just all of a sudden, for no reason, randomly in the middle of the road, kicks the cameraman out of the car. It was just crazy. It's like you just see him kind of like, you just watch him escalate. And, the producer wasn't yelling at him or anything like that, but it was just like by him even just reenacting, or not reenacting, but like by him explaining what happened, that was enough to make him just be like, you know what, I can't take it. We've been waiting for this. I mean, and he's just, Nathan is too much. Why is she with him? I really don't understand that. Like, she has all the support at home. She obviously comes from at least a middle income family. Like, why is she with this guy? So, all right. So now we're with Eris and Cameron again. So she gets ready to get her daughter to get back on the plane and go back to Florida and stuff while she finishes up things with Cameron. But I'm like, you guys know how I feel, unless it's your first time tuning in. I feel like these person relationships are not healthy. I don't know why people enter into them. Um, every once in a while I can like one of these couples. I surprise myself when I do, but it happens. But when it comes to the kids, I just don't understand why these people have felons around your children. They're young, impressionable children. And these are kids a lot of times with no fathers in the picture to begin with. So, I mean, there's not like there's an extra set of eyes watching and protecting. I mean, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. But so now Derek, all right, so they all go to his mom's grave. And for everybody who doesn't know, I believe it was on an episode of The Last 48. I was right, Last 48 or something like that, where they featured, actually, this is years before Love After Lockup came on, about the his mother dying, and she died violently, and she had a lot of children, and they're all, you see them on screen, and they're all really close, and I think they've really bonded over the years because they lost their mom when they were kids, and it's really affected them. And and then he starts going into like his mom and like how he learned about different stuff that you don't think a mom would necessarily teach a kid. And it was really hard to listen to, but it gave me, really gave me some perspective on the background of him and his siblings and stuff like that. And so it makes sense why they're so tight knit. And this is why I'm thinking, Monique, this is the wrong family for you to be trying to keep him away from. I mean, this is not like some docile family. They're like, he's part of us. We are family. We're very tight knit. And, meanwhile, back at the ranch, Monique is still over there pacing the floor, like, where the hell is this guy? And she said it had been like 6 or 7 hours at that point. I know I would have been pissed. But the thing is because he can't say, now don't get me wrong, I'm not defending Derek, because what he's doing to her is, is wrong. Now, if they had, listen, you guys know me, if they had some sort of agreement where, hey, listen, I'll kind of break you off with, some money and maybe some place to live and stuff like that, and then in exchange, we can have this romantic whatever. If it's like all agreed upon, ahead of time, then I have nothing to say. But when it's deceptive and one person's thing, is giving, their entire heart and they're being deceived, I'm not for that. So, I'm not defending Derek. I'm just saying, though, that, trying to keep him from his family is not going to, that's not going to, I mean, why would you even want to be with somebody who has no support and fully has to depend on you anyway, right? That's kind of a heavy burden. I don't really understand that. But because of this whole insecurity with the family, which caused all of this, stuff, because I don't think that the family, even though they're very close knit, I don't think that they would have necessarily reacted the way they had if Monique wasn't upset that they were there for that initial release time, right? Because he said to his sisters, I don't want you guys to be there when I'm there. But he really did want them there. He was just trying to keep Monique happy. Had she not, made such a big deal about that, I don't think that initial meeting would have been so terrible. And then the snowball of them, harassing her and stuff like it's too much. It really has been too much. And some of the stuff she said against them, especially, towards Derek's sister who's trans, whose name is Elizabeth, has been very inappropriate as well. But I just, why are they together? I mean, the posting of the pictures, and they're always on Instagram every week, and, showing everybody how much in love they are. I mean, anyway, so who's next? Travis and Ashley. So they reunite with his mother, or he reunites with his mother, and Ashley meets mom for the first time. And the mom is, she's pleasant to Ashley and everything like that. But within like 2 minutes, she's like, okay, well, I'm just going to have him by my side the whole time. He's going to be beside me. So, just letting her know. She was just marking her territory. This is my child. Don't be coming in here thinking you're going to be monopolizing my time. I haven't seen my child in so many years, blah, blah, blah. So then she gives them a tour of the house, and then she takes them downstairs to the basement. And see, mom is not stupid, okay? I think she had all of this planned to begin with, because the shock on his face when they got down to that basement, and it was a full-on 2-bedroom suite, the only thing was missing was like some sunlight, but it was a really nice, newly renovated. It was very, I mean, something you see on like HGTV or something. And he was like, whoa. I know in his mind, he was thinking to myself, oh my God, I was sitting over here with Ashley and her broke ass. I could have been living at home. Mom's got this basement totally hooked up. So, and she's got a big old smile from ear to ear, and Ashley is like, I don't want this. I do not want to be living under her thumb, or her looking at me all day long and telling me what I got to do. And, she doesn't want that, especially because Ashley is, she drinks a lot. Okay, there's a word for that when you drink that much, and always like every 5 minutes. So I think her recreational lifestyle would not be cohesive to living with Travis's mother. Southern woman, Virginia, down there from Virginia. I'm surprised she didn't say, hey there, darling, how you doing today? All right now. So, I got people in Virginia. Anyway, so, okay, now we're going to go over to Justine and Michael. Justine, oh God. Well, they're contemplating the future, and, as she's driving to work, or she's contemplating the future, I should say. Now, this is where this does not make sense to me, all right? So Justine is in her scrubs, and she's going to work, okay? She gets into a parking lot and decides that because she's pregnant now, that her husband doesn't want her to work, and she wants to stay home and spend time with him. And she's waited on him so long, and now she's having this baby, that it is time to leave the only source of income, the only source of reliable income and health coverage for someone who is about to be someone who is now pregnant and already needs to start to have her prenatal appointments, regular appointments. You could not make this up. I said, listen, I've seen these Montana Mills tennis shoes. How much money can he possibly be making so far with that? The wrap thing, that's, he's trying to get that off of the ground. As of right now, she's the only reliable paycheck, and she's a med technician. So, I'm just assuming she works in a nursing home and gives, because in a nursing home, so, you have your nurses, and a med tech typically is someone who has, a client who's like more in the assisted living section of a nursing home, where those people are a little bit more mobile and not so bedridden and dependent. And they take like their basic pills every day, like their arthritis pills and, something for their, like peptic ulcers, just basic stuff. And it's really routine. These are stable people, and they put them in a cup and they hand it to the patient, and it takes some load off of the nurses who have other things to attend to. So Those are the med techs that I'm familiar with. So when it says that she's a med tech, that's what I'm assuming she does. That she works with the geriatric population. So I mean, I'm that does not pay that great to begin with. And she's in Pennsylvania. I mean, I can't imagine, but whatever it is, even if it's like, 16, $17 an hour, that's steady income. So I'm not understanding. I'm just going to assume that there's some other money coming in from someplace. I am hoping that it is not going to be like a, oh well, we can just get support for this kid. I'm just hoping it's more of a, we have some sort of income thing that you guys out there in TV land don't know about, because I like Justine and Michael. I'm not against, I don't like to tell someone, what to do with their fertility, with their body. Hey, if I could have more kids, I would have. But I think you need to be wise about it, the when and the where and stuff like that. And I just don't see quitting the job as a smart move. She's not like some high risk or something like that, or she's on bed, she's been put on bed rest or something. If she can still work and the job is not too grueling, come on, at least until maybe you get, maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 months or whatever, works for your body. I'm not understanding this. So, I mean, what kind of money? I mean, what? Sneaker. Darling, sometimes I'm left without words. So, yeah, she's in the car and she, resigns, and like she's on the phone with the her supervisor or whatever, and she's like, but do you just want to think about this? And she mentioned that like they'll be short staffed, and it's gonna kind of leave her in the lurch a little bit, but at the same time, the main thing that she kept saying again and again was like, are you sure? I mean, are you really, really sure? Like, you got 4 kids, or no, you got 3 kids now with one on the way, and you also have an adult you got to feed, and a big guy, I'm sure he eats a lot. Like, I don't even know. I mean, you could really feel through the phone, and the way that they disguised her voice made me think, okay, yeah, this is real. Now, this part of it is real, but what I thought was like really like dumb, like, what? Listen, they need to be consistent. I mean, I know reality TV, only so much of it is real. They're real situations, but not necessarily, uh, how do you say it? It's not totally scripted, is what I mean. Like, the cameras will go there and they get set up and they do their work or whatever, and people will already have their situations, and how they react on camera is what makes it real. But but the storylines are supposed to be believable. That's really like inconsistent to me. Like, to have her like in a car, parked in a car, going to work with her scrubs on, to only quit on a speakerphone in a parking lot. It just doesn't make any sense to me. That was very inconsistent, but hopefully they can get, little things like that together the next time. But anyway, so yeah, so now he goes to, what's his name? Michael. He goes to a recording studio and he meets up with this young guy, and like he's trying to give him, the realities of what it's like in the music industry right now, and how hard it would have to be. He'd have to work independently and stuff like that to book gigs. And it's like really like weighing on him, like, oh my god, how the hell am I supposed to make a living with this? And the other thing about it is that he's restricted physically because of his parole to where he can travel. So you got to be damn good to be able to like just like stay right there in Pennsylvania and like sell enough records. I mean, why do they all want to be rappers? I just don't understand the whole rapper thing. I mean, I know, I guess like poetry is a nice way to kill time, but I don't get it. All right, so Monique and Derek. Now, he's back at the hotel, and she's mad that he went to go see his family. Of course she is, right? And without telling her. And then he gets a call, and it's like from some sort of like drug assessment person or whatever, and they give them like some sort of survey over the phone, and they ask them about their drug history, and some of the things that he was mentioning, like, I mean, it was the hard stuff. I think Monique was thinking, oh my god, like I thought he just smoked weed, like what, he did what, he shot what, and he starts explaining about like how he was in he was, within these environments, and how sometimes, physically handling things would get into the system, and some things he was just trying, and, it was really like, oh my God, something clicked in her head. Something finally clicked with Monique. I'm not saying it's clicked like it's gonna go, she's gonna leave him or something, but she's like, yeah, I didn't know you did all that. I wish you would have told me. Like, what difference would it have made? I mean, he still would have been in prison, okay? So then he also starts talking about like the car chase, and he's still on this lie that it's his sisters. He's still blaming his sisters when he knows damn well it was that parole officer, right? And all right, so that was that with them. And then Cam, so his family calls and they confront what's her name, Aris, and they're like, you're supposed to be our sister and stuff like that. Now they have said sister a couple of times, referring to Aris, and they've also referred to Aris's daughter, is her name Lena, as niece. That is not contrived. They are a tight family. And I really do see that they saw her like as a new addition into the family, and they want to foster that relationship. They're a little silly and crazy like that, but they seem like they really like her, like, or at least they want her to be a part of their family. And she's telling them on the phone that she's sick and stuff like that. I mean, if she's not feeling well, she's not feeling well, but I kind of feel like she was a little bit, like, I didn't really believe her. I mean, how much did she drink? I don't know. I don't know if I'm really falling for that. But, she says she's sick. So then he is drinking and drinking and drinking. Next thing we know, we see his little self standing up on tables, giving speeches and shouting and almost falling off tabletops, and old women having to prop him up. I mean, it was just too much. I said, oh my God, this guy, he can't control his liquor. Like, he doesn't seem like the type of alcoholic or a person who just like craves and needs alcohol every morning. But he strikes me as someone who, once he has that one drink, he can't stop. And remember how he was messing up in the halfway house, like when he first got out, because he couldn't stop with the liquor. I see that being a problem going forward. So we'll see. We'll see what Eris is going to do. But I don't know. Did you guys, what did you guys think about the episode? I mean, like, did you guys think that Justine was pregnant? Because it really was seeming like they were working up to that. And it's another reason I think that they maybe they used those like matching jogging suits like as an excuse or something. Because, that would definitely hide a belly. Because any other time, girlfriend would be rocking a cat suit going to CVS if it was like, raining on a Tuesday morning. It was just too much with all of that. So I thought, yeah, maybe something's up with that. But, well, anyway, that's it for this week's edition of Love After Lockup. Hopefully next week's episode will be a little bit better. This one was okay, but, we'll see what happens next week. I want to find out when Monique finds out about... when she finds out about this CO. Okay, that's what I want to know. Because Monique and Derek have been posting so much on social media, and so has, what's her name? Justine. Her name is Juju's World on Instagram. So, yeah, I mean, like, and when, Monique is posting pictures, it looks like she's like, maybe like she's starting to lose a little weight or something like that. But I wonder what her reaction is going to be next week when she finds out about, this little tablet with all the twerking and all of this business on there. Like, I mean, she's already like, with the phone, like, oh my God, can I still track him? Did somebody disable this? That's probably why she doesn't want to meet up with the family. Because they might find those hidden cameras, honey. But, oh my God, Monique she is something else. She is really giving. And she's like the new little breakout star, honey. She's gotten her little second season already locked in with, WeTV. So my thing is, I don't, like I said before, I don't think Derek is like completely turned off by her. I don't, big women can get guys too. It's not a thing, but him being into her, like legitimately and, one on one, we already know what he is. He's already slipped up, with this tablet and, letting us know about, this parade of women. We thought it was just the correctional officer last week, but now we find out it's a whole parade of women. So I think that they are going to stick it out because it is a paycheck, basically. I think she still, is probably devoted to him, but I think for him, he is getting social media attention. You can get ads, you get revenue, you make money through your social media accounts, and they post so much that it's like they can't not be making some kind of money, right? And because they're already on next season's was it Love or no Life After Lockup. What is it? 3,000. This is what I read, guys, that it's about $3,000 per episode for the cast members on Love After Lockup. So if that's the case, coming fresh out of prison, who's not going to sign up and stick with it and do what you got to do? And you're making, money off of social media accounts and things like that. So, yeah, I think that I don't think it's genuine, even though they'll still be together next season. I don't think it's genuine. I don't think that's gonna last. I mean, it's a, we're both getting something out of this kind of thing. So let's see how long they drag this out, the storyline with the CO. Because, honey, shit will totally hit the fan when Monique finds out about this woman. So I'm saying they have to have some kind of agreement, because I don't see someone to be that jealous for a man who she had never even lived with, was already installing cameras into his grandmother's teddy bears or whatever, being that jealous. He didn't have a chance to be in the real world and cheat on her, and she was already doing stuff like that. So imagine when she finds out about the CO, and then she's still gonna be with him and be on TV and stuff like that. It's gotta be for the money. That's all I can see. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see next week. But anyway, listen, guys, I'll be back on Monday for 90 Day Fiance the Other Way. I'll be back on Thursday for Married at First Sight. Also, too, if you guys are interested in any Native American crafting videos, where I'm also a sweater maker and designer, and I make jewelry and stuff like that. So if you're interested in crafting stuff, I have that on a playlist. It's called Chickasaw Chat, and that's it. So anyway, if you guys are, if you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up, and please take care, stay safe. Chippy Sacho. See you next week.